I want to talk a little bit more about, or just remind everybody that emotions are data. A lot of times we don't want to deal with those uncomfortable emotions because they don't feel good. And especially when we're busy with our jobs. And so sometimes those uncomfortable emotions, those frustrations can feel like a distraction. But emotions are data. So if we can learn to work to rather to shift our perspective around our unpleasant emotions and invite them in as data. We like data, right? It is useful information, and that's what your emotions are. So they are signaling you on what you need to pay attention to. So whatever is getting your attention, give it your attention, and you're ultimately going to save time in doing so. I can think of a time where I was feeling super frustrated with a work situation, and I had been very frustrated for a while. I didn't realize how long until I stopped and just let myself really sit and be in that discomfort, that uncomfortable emotion. And once I did, what I did was I got curious about why I was feeling the way that I was feeling. So first I identified the emotion, and then I got curious about where it was coming from and why I felt the way that I did. And with that, I was able to very quickly get to the root cause. And then I realized of why I felt the way that I was feeling. And then I realized, oh my goodness, I've been feeling like this for years. And in that whole process was probably about 5 minutes or less than 5 minutes. And then from there, I knew my next direction. I knew my solution. I had it in just a moment. But when we're not paying attention to our emotions, the data that's trying to get our attention, we can't figure out the solution. When we're ignoring our uncomfortable emotions, we're neglecting not only the data that's useful in making our decisions, but we're neglecting ourselves. This is how we get out of alignment with where we're supposed to be, because your emotions are showing up to guide your direction. And when you're ignoring your emotions, well, you're ignoring yourself and you're not accepting yourself. So this is why you always want to acknowledge, even label the emotion, get curious about why it's there, and ultimately accept however you're feeling.